Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Do you like stars? Have you ever dreamed of you touching a star? In the real life, you have to work very, very hard to become an astronaut. But in the Scratch world, it's very easy. And today I'm going to teach you how to make a star collecting game. So let's get started. Okay, first let's go into this Scratch page. Now, first we need to delete this cat because we don't want this cat in our game that we're making today. Let's delete it by clicking this little rubbish bin up here. Now let's go to backdrop and choose a backdrop. Let's go to space. We can choose this one, stars. Now we have to choose a sprite. Here, choose a sprite. Now we have to go to animals. This dog looks pretty cute. It's called Dot. Let's click it. Now we have to choose another sprite. Choose a sprite. We are going to search for a star, so go over here and search S-T-A-R. Now let's choose the first one, the yellow one. Okay, now we have the sprites ready. Now let's code Dot first. Okay, let's drag out, go to events, drag out when green flag clicked, and then go to control, take out forever loop. Here, and then we have to go to looks. We want Dot to next costume. We can go to and look at his costumes. First he has a walking costume, but this costume is not really good for our game. So you can first delete this costume. Now all he has is his walking costume. Now we can here, and now let's see what happens. The Dot is moving very fast. We can go to control and take out this block. Wait 1 second. It can make our things to move slower. So we can put it here, see what happens. That's a bit too slow. Let's change it to 0.1. See what happens. Okay, now we have the dog moving. We want the dog to follow our mouse and catch the star. We have to go to motion and take this one. Go to random position. Stop the code first. Go to random position. Go to random position can make our dog to go to a random position, but we don't want to go to a random position. We want it to go to our mouse pointer. So we can click this button, mouse pointer. Now I have the mouse pointer, we can put it in here, see what happens. We can see that Dot is following our mouse pointer and to catch the star, but we want to win the star. In a minute we're going to code the star to let it to go to another position when Dot touches him. But if it's over here and Dot is over here, you come over here, he will be facing over there instead of the star. So we have to go over here and take out this block, point towards mouse pointer. Let's change it to star. Click star. Now put it here, see what happens. We'll see that Dot has been flipped around. It's quite cute, but we don't want that in our game. We can stop this script. Now over here in direction, it says that his direction is now 125. We're going to click this button, which is left, right. Click it. Now let's see what happens. We'll see that Dot is facing where the star is and it's not flipping over. Now that's pretty good. Now all we have to do now is to code the star. Now, we're going to code the star to go to a random position when dot touches the star. First, let's go over here and take out when green flag clicked. Here, put it out. Now we have to go to control, take out forever. Then we have to take out this block. It's called if then and has a little box here. We can put it here and put it inside the forever loop. Like if something happens, then what will happen? So we can put it in here. We want to say that if dot touches the star, then the star disappears and go to another position. Now, if first let's code the star to touch dot. We go to sensing, the light blue dot, and over here you can see this one called touching mouse pointer. Touching mouse pointer is asking like when is touching the mouse pointer, but we can change this to dot instead, because when dot touches the star have to go to a random position. Over here, and we'll see that there's a little same bit about this little box and this block. We can see that the shape is almost the same. So when you see this, you can just drag it here, and when you see this white outline on the box, you can just let go. And now we have this block inside the if then loop. Now we have the code inside the touching dot then loop. Okay, so if dot touches the star, we want the star to hide. If we want to hide, we could go over here and looks, slide down, and we could see this block called hide, and there's also a block called show. But first we need to use this hide. So this block hide can make our sprite hide and then show in another place if we add a show block. So first let's put a hide over here. Now it's hide, and we want it to hide and then glide. We have to glide to a place and then show. So we have to go to motion and then take out this block called glide 1 second to a random position. We can put it over here, and then let's see what happens. Touches the star, it disappears, and then we want it to show. So go over here, take out show, and we have to put the show over here in the forever loop down here. See what happens. We'll see that the dog is now catching the star. It looks pretty good, but we want to have a sound when it starts. We go to sounds, and we're going to see this sound called collect. Let's play it. Yeah. Now go to code. Now go to sound category and take out play sound collect until done, and put it over here. Now let's see what happens. We can put it instead, or we can put it over here, and we can play sound collect first, and then it'll glide to a random position. That's pretty good, but I think glide 1 second to a random position is a bit too slow. I want to change this to 0.1. Let's see what happens. Yeah, that's pretty good. Now, but this game is pretty good, but there's one problem, that this game will never end. We have to make a script about when it ends. We have to make a backdrop that says that you win. So if you want to do that, we are not going to code it in dot, and also we're not coding in star. We are going to code this in the backdrops. Now first we need to make a thing that remembers our score. So today I'm going to teach you guys a new category, which is over here, this orange one called variables. Over here you can see this variable called my variable. We don't really need this, so we can right click it and then click delete the my variable. Now let's click that. Now we can make a new variable by clicking this button. Now let's make a variable, and this variable's name is called score, which is SCORE. Yeah, and now let's click OK. Okay, now first, every time we start this game, we want to make the score to set the score to 0. So over here, we're going to take out this block called set score to 0, which is just the block that we need. But when do we want it to set score to 0? We want it when the green flag clicked. So over here, we can drag out when green flag clicked here and put it over here. Okay, now we already set the score to 0. Now every time the star touches the dot, we want to change the score by 1. We have to do this script in the star because the star has the touching script. So go to star and go to variables, take out this, take out score, we'll take it out. Now this score could, if the star touches the dot, we want to change the score by 1, which is over here. Take out this block, change score by 1. We want to change the score by 1 over here. Now let's see what happens. We could see that the score is being added up when we touches the star. It's now very good, but we already finished doing the score, but we still have one problem. We have to make this game end. So we have to go to backdrops. We can edit this. We can go to control, take out this for ever loop. Here. Now we want to say that if the score equals a certain number, then we want this game to end. So we can go to if, take out if. Now we are going to this green circle called operators. And in here you can see all of these different type of blocks. Today I'm going to use this block called something equals 50. Take it out. The number 50 is just an example. We can always change the number. Now let's drag it here and we can put it in this little box of the if. Now we have to go to variables, take out this one called score. Put it here. We don't want the score to equal 50 and then the game ends. We want the score to equal a lower number. Otherwise, if it's 50, then the game will have to play very long. For a test, I'm just going to change it to 5. But you can always change it to a higher number if you want the game to be harder. Okay, now, wherever you see that, now we have to change a backdrop. Now, we have to choose a win backdrop. Go over here and first we can't click this button yet because there's not any win backdrops in Scratch. So first I am going to upload one. If you guys can always search on Google for a win picture. First going to upload a backdrop. Now go to I'm going to click open Scratch, click picture. Now I'm going to choose my win picture backdrop and click open. Okay, now we have this backdrop on our game. But at the start, we don't want to set this backdrop. We want to, at the start, want to set the backdrop to the star's backdrop, which is this backdrop. Delete the first one, the star's backdrop. So we also want when the green flag clicked, we want to go over here in looks. We want to, when the green flag clicked, to switch the backdrop to the stars, which is this block. Now let's code. If score equals 5, then we'll have to switch the backdrop to win. And we are also going to play a sound. But how is supposed to play a sound? Also, in the backdrops, you can also play sounds by going to sounds. You can see that he has a sound called pop. Let's hear it. That's not really a game-ending game. Delete that. Choose a sound. And here there's lots of different types of sounds. We want like a cheering sound. Then go to voice. And over here you can see this one called cheer. Let's click it. Play it. It's a bit loud, and click this softer to make it softer. That's a bit better. Now over here, let's put play sound cheer until done. But instead, we won't put it here. We could go to events and take out this one called win backdrop switches to stars. We wanted to change the stars to win. Win is the backdrop that I just uploaded. Now, when the backdrop switches to win, we want to first play sound cheer until done. Now we have to go to these sprites, because when the backdrop switches to win, we want them to hide. So we have to go over here and take out when backdrop switches to stars, change this to win, and then go to looks, then take out hide. See, dot is already hidden when it switches to the win backdrop, but when we click the green flag again, we want it to show back up. So we can take out this show block and put it over here. Now let's do the same thing to the star. Go to events, take out win backdrop switches to stars, change it to win. Go to looks, take out hide. Now let's see what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see that the star has showed. Wait. We want it first to hide, and then we have to stop everything. If we want to do that, we have to go to control and take out this block called stop all. You can see that when we stop all, we can't add any blocks under it because it doesn't have any connecting stuffs under it. Now let's see what happens. My mum just reminded me of a very important thing, that when the backdrop switches to the win backdrop, we can hide the score variable. If you want to do that, you can go to the stage, because that's where we coded the variable score. Now over here you can see these two blocks. One is called show variable score, and the other one is called hide variable score. So when the green flag clicked, we want to show the variable score, but we're not putting it on top of switch backdrop to stars. We always have to put the variables blocks next to the variable blocks. Now we have to take out hide variable score. So when the backdrop switches to win, we want to hide the score. So we can go over here and put this in front of the play sound chair until done, because our chair is a bit long. So first we want to hide the variable score and then play sound chair until done. Now let's see what happens. Click go. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Remember, you can always change the score to a higher number. Like, I am going now to change it to 10. Be a bit fun. Click it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yay, we won. We had 10 scores. You can always change the number higher to make it way funner. And that's all for today's video. Yo, check it out. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Remember to subscribe. Don't forget to give me a like a diamond in the sky. Do you like stars? Just have you ever Yo, check it out. Don't forget to subscribe. Yo, check it out. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Don't forget to miss Yo, check it out. Check it out. Twinkle, yo, check it out. Twinkle, twinkle, little sun. Love me.